When we look at Tesla, it's really an innovation story.
If you ever thought this company was going to run out of cash,
Elon Musk is brilliant. I think he even understands the mentality of the buyers.
As Tesla gets closer and closer to entering the S&P 500, they reach a new all-time high of $654 a share. Their market cap skyrockets to over $600 billion. Then Tesla makes its second $5 billion capital raise in 3 months, causing the stock to drop in price, bringing the market cap all the way back down to $573 billion. And this brings Tesla's hoard of cash to over $20 billion. What in the world are they going to do with all that money?
You can spend your money and keep it too.
I'm JC. Welcome to my channel. If you are interested in investing, Tesla, Apple, and other great companies, please subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you don't miss any of my content.
welcome back to SQUAWK BOX. Tesla taking advantage of its surging stock price. In a just released SEC filing, Tesla said it planned to sell $5 billion in shares, quote, from time to time in an at-the-market offering.
So using an at-the-market offering program means that the banks will only sell shares at Tesla's direction. Tesla gets to pick when and at what price the shares will be sold. They can also choose not to sell any shares, which has got me thinking. Has Tesla ever sold any of the shares from the first $5 billion capital raise that they did in September? Remember September? I made a video about this back then. I'll put it right there. Basically, what happened is Tesla expected to be included into the S&P 500 right after their fourth profitable quarter in a row. Not knowing that the S&P 500 committee was going to make Tesla wait till their fifth profitable quarter in a row, Tesla made an at-the-market offer to raise $5 billion. At the time, Tesla said that they were raising the money to further strengthen our balance sheet as well as for general corporate purposes. I gotta tell you, I don't buy that at all. I think that they were raising the money so that they would have shares to sell during their S&P 500 inclusion event. And now Tesla is adding $5 billion more. So does this mean that they now have the ability to generate $10 billion in shares? I looked, but I couldn't find any information on whether or not Tesla ever generated any shares from their first $5 billion capital raise event that they had last September. So if anybody out there has any information on this, please leave a comment below.
But taking advantage of the moment, another $5 billion.
Show me the money.
If you ever thought this company was going to run out of cash, if you can keep selling shares at the rate that they're going, that won't be an issue for a very, very long time, if ever.
For years, Tesla bears have been complaining about Tesla's balance sheet. It was often said that Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy. And now, Tesla has the best balance sheet in the business.
I think that Elon Musk is brilliant. I think he even understands the mentality of the buyers, particularly some of the younger buyers who, frankly, just have no price that they won't pay. Investors who have suspended short-term judgment, going for longer-term judgment. Yeah. David, they're going to say an equity offering, well, this is great. They've got $5 billion more. They can build the truck facility. They can build Berlin, and they can expand in China. David, the younger generation is not cynical. They think this is Elon Musk building the biggest car company in the world.
Well, it's got to be a lot more than just the biggest car company in the world at a $600 billion market value.
Why is that?
Why? Because it's just hard for me to imagine it could ever grow into its valuation.
But that's you. I mean, you're just
if it's just cars, it's got to be batteries, it's got to be solar, it's got to be autonomous, it's got to be a lot of things.
Well, but they believe in this man.
Jim Cramer makes a really good point here. Elon Musk is in touch with a much younger generation of investors, and they don't think like the older, more experienced mainstream investor community. They are not investing in a balance sheet attached to a company. They are investing in the man, the vision of the man, and the future of the company. For example, since a capital raise dilutes the shares of a company, mainstream investors tend to hate them, and these old school experienced investors tend to sell their shares as soon as a capital raise is announced. But this newer generation of investors are not thinking quarter to quarter. They think longer term, like what's going to happen in the next 1, 2, or 5 years. So they tend to love capital raises because it means to them that the company that they love is going to now have the resources to do what it needs to do. This is a new kind of investor. Well, it's new to some because I've been investing with this strategy for years. Cramer and his CNBC family are from the older generation. They are dinosaurs, they're prehistoric, and they know it. And it's a lot of fun to watch them joke about it.
Who are we to criticize their belief in this man?
We're anachronisms. You know that.
Well, speak for yourself.
Less so, Carl. He's more connected in, but you and I are just. I'm a troglodyte.
You're a velociraptor.
You wish you were a velociraptor.
You're Newman in that original movie.
Newman from Seinfeld.
Well, Jim, they are going to.
It's truly amazing. They are, as Carl pointed out, of course, just racking up a huge cash pile.
Yes.
Which, Jim, I don't know what they're going to use for, but I guess it gives them a lot of optionality.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, David. It's entirely possible that they're using it for things that we don't know that he has planned. That's the greatness of this man. That's why this younger generation is willing to give him the money. They're saying, look, he's Steve Jobs. Who knows what he comes up with next? I want a share of it.
No, I know. It's extraordinary.
I am so glad to hear Jim talk about this. I mentioned a while back in this video right there that Tesla has so much cash that they will never need an investor again. And because they don't need investors, Tesla never has to tell anybody what they are working on. Now they really are Apple. And we are all hoping for more of Elon Musk's version of Steve Jobs' one more thing.
I got one more thing.
Although some on Twitter this morning pointed out that in 2012, Musk did say Tesla does not need to ever raise another funding round, but things change.
I hate to be super critical, but that is not what Elon Musk meant. Elon never said that he would never raise money. He said that they never needed to raise money ever again. It's not the same thing.
And by the way, let's remember, let's salute this man. He's building a factory in the single most important part of the world when it comes to autos, which is Germany. And I think you're going to need every penny to make it so that you've got the best cars in the world. You're up against some very serious companies when it comes to pickups, and that's where the money is.
Well, he's got plenty of money, not to mention, again, an enormous market cap.
Tesla's days of struggling are over. They now have the financing and the credibility to produce every project they ever want to do from now on.
So let's bring in Tasha Keeney. She's an analyst at ARK Invest. And Tasha, it's always good to talk to you. Not exactly happy about the news here, but how should we be looking at this announcement from Tesla? Should people be concerned that the company is looking to raise capital yet again?
The conclusion that the mainstream media always seems to jump to is that if Tesla is raising money, it must be because the company is desperate. Otherwise, why would they bother diluting their shares unless they had to?
Tesla's been a top position for us for some time. And as we look to the future, one of the things that we've been talking about for years is this robo-taxi opportunity. So if you think of this capital raise, really, it's just another way for Tesla to build more cars, get more cars on the road that can act as these data centers. They can help train autopilot and accelerate potentially that timeline to launching a robo-taxi network, which we think could be extremely profitable. And we just want them to have as many cars on the road as they possibly can get.
Here's the thing. I do not think that any of the mainstream analysts are properly factoring in full self-driving or the robo-taxi network into any of their models, which is why Tesla still seems like a bargain, even at these prices, if you're able to hold a long-term view of the company.
Yeah, well, as we talk about profitability, certainly something like a robo-taxi network could be extremely profitable business lines. And this will be a recurring revenue stream. It's a total transformation of what Tesla's business model is today, which is mainly, one-off vehicle sales. They have some software sales, but this is an opportunity for that to become a much larger percentage of the business. So we think, that autonomous future could really help with profitability. And even sooner, they could potentially launch a ride-hail network with human drivers in preparation for that robo-taxi service. Without necessarily clearing that technological hurdle of solving for fully autonomous driving, which we know is quite difficult. We're really excited about that autonomous future. And this year, Waymo has proved that it's possible by truly commercializing their autonomous taxi service in Arizona. I do think that this is not necessarily included in a lot of analyst estimates for the future.
Profit margins in the automobile industry are generally very small because it's very difficult and expensive to make a car. What Tesla is about to do is to completely transform the automobile industry. They are about to have profit margins like those of a software as a service company. So right now, the full self-driving package that you can purchase on a Tesla is a $10,000 option. It used to cost like $3,000. And as full self-driving becomes more and more capable, the price of FSD will become more and more expensive. Think about it. When the robo-taxi network is in place, how much would you pay for an option on your car which would be able to make you $30,000 a year? And the amount of money that this is going to make for Tesla is ridiculous, especially when you consider that every single Tesla sold today has all the hardware required for full self-driving already on the car. So when somebody orders this option, all Tesla has to do is flip a switch to turn it on and collect the money. And the people who cannot afford to buy full self-driving outright will be able to rent it in like a monthly subscription service. Not only that, it's almost certain that Tesla is going to be the first mover in widespread full self-driving. And once people can buy Teslas with full self-driving for the same price as a regular car, why would anybody buy anything other than a Tesla?
Well, I'd say broadly, when we look at Tesla, it's really an innovation story. So ARK invests in disruptive innovation broadly, and this is why Tesla is one of our top holdings. So I do think it is important to keep your eye on the long term versus potentially these quarter-to-quarter numbers. We've also seen them accomplish incredible things. Look at what they've done in China. It's the first wholly owned manufacturing facility there. They have the highest market share in electric vehicles in that market. And looking towards that expansion, I think we can only trust sort of what we've seen Tesla done so far, which has been quite impressive.
So what is Tesla going to do with all that money? They now have access to roughly $20 billion. Even though Elon Musk has said that Tesla is trying to spend their money as fast as they can without wasting it, they seem to have an ever-increasing amount of cash available to them. And for the next decade, Tesla is going to be building gigafactories all over the globe as fast as they can. And of course, the solar business and the battery business will be coming into their own in these next years. I know, it seems crazy that a $600 billion company could be just starting at the bottom of an exponential growth curve. But that's where I think we're at right now. And I still stand by my $3,000 price target for 2024. And I also think that Tesla could spike to $1,000 a share this year. Of course, that can only happen if you hit that like button. And Tesla is still growing like a startup. This year, they have grown 670%. I keep saying that I'm in Tesla for the long term, but that does not mean that you can wait a long time to buy Tesla stock. Tesla is very unpredictable, and if you don't own any shares and you're looking to get in, I recommend that you just buy some. Once you have a position in Tesla, you can try to get more shares at a cheaper price. But if you wait too long, you run the risk of never being able to own any shares. In the near term, Tesla stock price will wildly swing both up and down. The problem with trying to time Tesla is that the stock will kind of move along just as if it's a bank or something, and you begin to feel like you know what it's doing, and then suddenly it does this big jump up and it creates like a new floor. And when Tesla stock makes a jump like this, it never comes back down, and this can be extremely discouraging. This makes a buyer very upset. He loses all his confidence. Look at him. He missed it. And when a discouraged investor keeps saying, I missed it, they sort of become I missed it as a way of being. When that happens, they'll never try to invest in that stock again. I have personal friends who got burned by Apple during the Steve Jobs era, and they still won't invest in the stock because they missed it. The problem is, as time goes by, the stock moves higher and higher and higher, And our poor investor here misses out on massive gains. So just jump in and buy some shares and keep adding more and more over time. Let value cost averaging and compounded interest start to work for you. And you will be amazed at the results that you will achieve in 5 or 10 years. Because you don't want to be an I missed it. You want to be an I got it. So what do you think? Can Tesla only generate $5 billion in their upcoming S&P 500 inclusion? Or do you agree with me that they have saved the $5 billion that they generated in September and now have the ability to raise $10 billion? How many of you guys and gals out there are looking to buy more shares of Tesla either before or after the upcoming event? And if you are looking to buy shares, I would be very curious to know what price you're hoping to pay for them. So I read and respond to every comment. So leave anything you want down there and I'll be sure and get back to you. If you like my content and would like to support my channel, it's really easy and it won't cost you a thing. All you have to do is look right down below this video and then click on that subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss any of my content. Don't forget the most important thing, which is to hit that like button, because every time you hit a like, an angel gets its wings. Thank you for coming by, and until I see you next time, remember that you do not have to make a lot of money at your job to become rich, because when your money is making money, you can spend your money and keep it too.
Don't buy or sell a stock just because a YouTuber like JC says so. He's got opinions. These decisions are important. It's your money. These decisions should be made by you. And whatever you do, make sure that you monster smash that like button. Rawr.